On this episode of Did Y'all See, we're talking about Iyanla Vanzant and why she will never get married again, whether or not it's tacky to have a gift registry for a courthouse wedding, and a game of Who'd You Rather between Cam Newton and Serge Ibaka. Get into all this tea on Did Y'all See. Welcome to another episode of Did Y'all See. As you can tell, the original gang is back.
Hey!
Everyone's in the city.
Miss y'all and stuff.
So are y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so did y'all see that Iyanla Vanzant was recently on the show with Rev Run and Tyrese, It's Not You, It's Men, and they were talking about her past relationships, and she was saying that, you know, her past marriages, and she was saying that she would never, ever, ever do it again. And Tyrese was like, oh, you giving up? And she was like, no. She's like, I just know what is required of wives, and I'm not down for it. And she's like, today's relationships, people feel like there has to be a dominant party, and they're not equal partnerships. So she said she would be a good equal partner, but she wouldn't be a good wife. So what do you guys think about that?
I would think that back in the days, relationships would be less equal,
Right.
when in comparison to today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't really know. Maybe she misspoke when she said today's, because that just seems a little off. I don't think anything is completely equal. Like, I feel like there are times where maybe I take more control, like, as far as, like, taking care of the house. But maybe he'll take more control as far as paying the bills, or maybe he'll take the lead with taking care of the kids. Like, I feel like when you try to make everything even Steven, you just get really petty, and it just takes away from the relationship.
I think she takes things to another level sometimes that they don't necessarily have to go to. I think she just goes to like one extreme to the next, and I think that it is possible for you to find a partner who is going to treat you like an equal, who is going to treat you like a real woman. You know what I mean? And you're not going to be subservient to him. And some women do want to submit to their men regarding on what that means in their relationship, but I don't think it doesn't make you any less of a woman, you know, especially if you're like in a relationship with a man that you trust and you trust that you can be guided by. So I just think those are just her experiences. You know, sometimes people just project onto you, and then the next thing you know, the next thing you know, like if you're not in the right headspace, then you think, oh my God, she's right. Yeah, you just fall into the trap. It's all a trap.
She's been jaded by her experience, and so she just believes that, you know, this is what everybody's trying to do right now. And there are definitely men, I think, even older ones, who are probably more progressive than others, who could do what she wants as far as everybody just having an equal role in the relationship. So I don't think she should have went about it like that, but that's her opinion. So, I mean, if that's how Iyanla feels.
So Iyanla's like a brilliant woman,
She is.
but she's very much in her head. And I feel like when you're in your head that much, I don't know if it's helpful to others. We can glean from everything that you come up with, but it's like when you're in a relationship and you're just coming up with all this stuff constantly.
Right. He didn't wash the dish. He didn't do the sink, and it's like,
you didn't wash your dishes. What you really told me
beloved,
was,
what you believe.
right. And it's
Exactly.
like, enough.
And I'm going to be your mammy, your bobblehead, whatever, if you listen to this week. I'm going to be all of that for you. And that's not what this is.
Right.
Beloved.
I don't know how healthy that could be. I'm sorry.
I'm getting tired with her. I love Iyanla, right? I love
You
her as
get
a person, but
tired.
she's like, you been.
Not trying to live with that. Sorry,
How do you
Auntie.
feel, Veronica?
I mean, I don't think she was that far off base. I mean, I do believe in that marriages can be equal partnerships, but I do think a lot of people think that the man is going to take the lead, or the man is going to be the dominant one, or the woman is going to submit to the man. You know, like, I don't really, when I think about like the relationship advice that we hear, whether it's right or wrong, because, you know, we could all look at it and be like, okay, that's crazy, I don't want that, I don't need that, whatever. But I think about the stuff that we hear, and it's like, okay, the man is the head, or the man is the lead, so I mean, you're not saying it, but that's the dominant one. So I feel like, and especially with like the older generation, Iyanla's not dating anybody in their 20s or 30s. She's probably meeting men in their 50s or 60s who probably have been raised with the very like Christian background, like the woman is supposed to be submissive and subservient, and the man is supposed to lead. Like, I just saw something on Facebook today, and it was like, Jesus, husband, wife. And people was like, everybody ain't gonna say amen to this. I'm like, that's how people like believe when we're raised and taught like this is supposed to be the way it is. And people don't say like Jesus, husband, wife. It's like Jesus, husband, wife. So I mean, I think for our generation there's more hope than like maybe for for men who are older. But I definitely feel like, yeah, equal partnerships are possible. But I don't know how easy it is to find it. So Jasmine recently had an interview with Shar Jackson. Now we know Shar from a variety of things: Moesha, Celebrity Fit Club,
Good Burger.
Can't forget Good
yes,
Burger.
and Kevin Federline's baby mama. So Jasmine, tell us what you talked to her about specifically.
Okay, well, Char's going to be on a new reality. Well, it started already, but she's on a reality show on Lifetime called The Mother-Daughter Experiment. And it's like couples therapy, but for like moms and daughters.
Nice.
And every mom and daughter pair has an issue that they're trying to work through. Specifically, Char kind of fell apart when Kevin Federline left her for Britney Spears. Her daughter Cassie was, I guess, she was small, but she was old enough to see her mom like completely falling apart. And she feels like Cassie has some unresolved issues from that. So that's what they're trying to work through on the show. But when I asked her, what do you want your daughter to learn from what you went through? She was kind of like, I want her to be able to love, but I don't want her to get her heart broken. Like, I want her to be able to love without being jaded, but I want her to be smart and, protect herself. So that came the question, what have our moms taught us about heartbreak and love, or what have we learned from our mothers' experiences?
I think I probably learned more about heartbreak from my grandmother than my mother, because my grandmother's relationship was a bit more volatile. And she just kind of always warned me to like really study a person before you do too much or invest too much or commit too deeply. So she was always like, I think she and my mom both were mostly like research. See what's up, see people in different situations, see people in different seasons, see people when they're angry, when they're happy. So like what's gonna come up. And they were like, and even if you do, I mean, I kind of feel like they were preparing me for heartbreak in certain ways, but in a way to like handle it. Not like it's coming and this is what it's gonna look like or whatever, but when this happens, if this happens, don't wallow in it. Get up and keep yourself busy. Don't be feeling like if there's something wrong with you. A lot of times it's their own insecurities or their own whatever, and just keep moving, really.
Like in our culture, where usually, especially in my mom's generation, you're not supposed to divorce your husband. If you do, it's like heavily looked down upon. But my mom still chose to divorce my dad because she was not happy in their marriage anymore. So at a young age, I kind of learned, like, if you're not happy, if this is not working anymore, if we have reached a capacity, I got to go. And not to save face about it, because I think a lot of times when I see my aunts or just even some of my friends, it's like it's a lot of like saving face, it's a lot of pretense, and that really damages you, because then that's the only reason why you're staying, because there's so much pressure to show people that we're winning when you're really just crying at home. So, that's what she taught me. And also, just leave room for disappointment, whether it's good or bad, because no one is perfect.
Right.
And I think sometimes, I know, especially with me, like, it could be like the pettiest thing, but I'd be like, oh my God, why? Like, and then my mom will just be like, well, that's what it is. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing. So just leave room for like the parts that don't look the way you want it to look, especially in the social media age.
Right.
What I've learned from my mom, from specifically talking to her, was that she's kind of like, don't rely on people. Like, she's like, because if you always put your faith solely on people, they're going to consistently disappoint you. So having a lot of faith in God in your relationship, when you're in a relationship, even when you're, when you're not, is very important. And just kind of like you said, kind of, remembering that people are human and they're going to make mistakes, and you can't put too much forethought or like hurt into that.
Like, the only lesson that she actually like came out her face, the only thing that's jumping out at me is when she was like, look at how a man treats you when you're sick. Look at how somebody treats you when you're not feeling well and when you're down. Because if they could show their ass when you sick, when you're in your most vulnerable state, don't do it. Like, don't proceed further. And literally, I was sick. I was in a relationship, and he was showing his whole ass. And I was like, you know what?
My mama told me about you.
I heard her like right in my head, like,
So for this week's Who'd You Rather, it's the athlete's turn. And today we're choosing between Serge Ibaka or Cam Newton.
Ow!
So basketball versus football this month. So Victoria, tell us who you chose.
I chose Cameron Newton because he's so fine. Like, when I speak of him, there are a few people I speak of where I'm like, and he's one of them. Nate Parker is another one. Hey, Nate. But I just love his smile. His body is amazing. He's really tall, and he's got like buns of steel, and he dances kind of okay. But either way, he's really cute when he does it. So Cam Newton all the way.
For this session, I would have to go with Serge Ibaka for many different reasons. Hence his juicy penis print that many of us have Googled. Don't lie, you know you got it on your phone, girl. Aside from the physical aspect, he has a beautiful daughter who he takes care of. And actually, he didn't know he had a daughter, but now that he does know he has her, he takes care of her. He was making pizza with her the other day on IG. So that's why and also he's dating Carrie Hilson.
She like, that makes him the father of the year. He was making pizza with her the other day.
And he's dating Carrie Hilson, and he was teaching her his language. What do you know what the official
I
language?
am Nigerian.
Where's he from?
He's like from the Congo.
Okay, but still, he is going to teach you his language.
It's so racist.
After he makes
African
love to you. I'm 35% Nigerian.
You're gonna be like, is it the click language?
So I picked Cammy Cam because he's my baby daddy, even though he had a baby with that other girl. But we're not going to talk about that today. Serge is very attractive. You know, he's super cute. It was close, but I had to pick one. If I could pick two, y'all know I would, because in my past life I probably got down like that, but not now. So yeah, Cammy Cam all day.
So I chose Serge Ibaka as well. So we evenly split today, as usual. But this time, I feel like the choices are so close. Yeah. It was very hard for me to choose. But something about Serge's facial structure that I just can't get over. His
face is perfect.
You can see like the bone structure. It's very like chiseled, and then he has those lips, and then that smile. It's just all of it together. And I like a more lean body as opposed to a more like, I feel like Cam is like cock diesel, like huge. And I just like
Phaedra.
I just like the more like slim silhouette. Like still pick me up, you tall, but he's strong. But yeah, but the more lanky. Let us know who you'd rather.
Or if you would do both.
Right.
Yeah, we should do a threesome category.
I'll show it out.
Who you'd rather in the comments below, Serge or Cam. So for today's What Would You Do, we're talking about wedding registries and when they are not appropriate. So Victoria wrote this story. So Victoria, tell us what's going on.
Okay, so this was a Family Matters situation, but it was basically based on a conversation at first that I had with a friend who's getting married at the courthouse in like a couple weeks. And I was like, yeah, girl, what you need? Let me know if you need anything. You got a registry? She was like, no. She was like, that's tacky. And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, we don't really need anything anyway. We already live together. So I was like, is this like really common? Do people really feel like courthouse weddings are like, it's tacky to have one for a courthouse wedding? And so I was looking and a lot of people felt that way. But I kind of felt like, well, if you come to anybody's anything, they're getting married, you should come with a gift. Even if maybe, if they have the registry, they don't have the registry, whatever. I didn't think it was a big deal, but what do you guys think? Is it tackalicious or folks tripping?
People might come for me, but I do think it's a little tacky to have a registry for a courthouse wedding. I don't think it means that you're not entitled to gifts. I think you are entitled to gifts, no matter how you get married. Even if you get married at the courthouse and you decide you want to have a barbecue later, I think it's cool to have a registry. But to just have a registry with no celebration attached, to me, it's kind of tacky and it's kind of weird.
So only when you have some kind of party afterwards?
Yeah, if it's a party attached to it, sure, have a registry. But I mean, like, if you just go to the courthouse and you're having a select group of friends and family, I mean, they're going to give you gifts. They're going to write checks. Like, I don't really think the registry serves a purpose at that point.
First, I didn't feel like it was tacky. I feel like, oh, someone's getting married, you should get them a gift regardless. But the whole purpose, like the whole reason the gifts are necessary is because this person is paying for you to eat. This person is paying for you to drink. This person is paying for you to have fun at the reception, right? So you get them a gift to show that you appreciate, you're wishing them well for their wedding, and you appreciate that they put money for you to come and attend their event. But if you have a courthouse wedding, no one, not necessarily a whole lot of people are going to be there. So it's like, so I'm just putting out for you, and I really didn't get to experience the event of the wedding or whatever. And, it reminded me of this, as I was talking it through. Remember, we were in the office, and I was thinking about Little Kim. And Little Kim didn't have no baby shower for her fans, but she sure enough put up a gift registry like, y'all can buy me this, and y'all can buy me this, and y'all can buy me this. And it's like, okay.
Right.
I feel like if you love somebody, you're going to get them a gift regardless.
Exactly.
They don't necessarily need a registry like, here, you can't come to the party, but here's this stuff to buy me.
Like, I understand because I'm lush for days, so of course I want to come to your reception and turn up. But I don't know. What if they can't? I mean, you're having a courthouse wedding, so you probably can't afford a reception.
I mean, nobody's telling you to go to like the Marriott and invite 200 people for $100 a plate, but it's just it's weird. Yeah. It's weird.
It's kind of like,
I'm not celebrating with you, but
give me a gift.
Right.
But I think if you're close enough with the person, even
you can get them a gift anyway. Right. Exactly.
So for this week's We See, we're plotting the ladies on the cover of the March 2016 Ebony's Body Brigade issue. They are showing off their curves, and it's very nice to see women of a fuller figure getting the chance to stand front and center on a magazine, getting to show off what they're working with and not be airbrushed or to death or anything like that. You really don't get to see Jasmine Sullivan on the cover of many magazines. She's mad talented. Or Danielle Brooks, like front and center, Chrisette, and definitely not Gabby. So it's really good that they're getting their exposure and they're getting to represent for women of a different size, which we need to see more of. So if you love it, say some nice things in the comment section.
Only nice
Keep
things.
your shade to yourself because we don't curse.
So that's it for this episode of Did Y'all See? Let us know what you thought about all the stories, the who you'd rather, the what would you do, the we see you. Tell us all about it in the comment section below. And thanks for watching. Hey y'all, thank you for watching and supporting us every single week. For more Did Y'all See, click here. For celebrity interviews, here. And for our comedic series Relationship Hacks, click here. And as always, be sure to subscribe.